para ver qué nos dice acerca del mercado. Su nombre, como ustedes ya saben, él es un hombre bien relajado. Él se llama Alain y él es el CEO de una compañía que se llama Balfour Capital Group. Y yo lo traigo y me da muchísimo, muchísima felicidad tenerlo, porque Steve no le da miedo decir, Víctor, el petróleo, Víctor, the Bitcoin, Víctor, the 10 years. So I have to say, Steve, thank you for coming. Today we have what is called by Traders Almanac, the bullish of the bullish days, historically speaking, in the capital markets, July 1st. We're seeing now that the S&P, it might be turning positive slightly. The Dow has been at around 1% up, but the Nasdaq is being a little bit down. It sounds like a little divergence around there. I want your opinion about what's going on now, and where do you think is going to happen within the next few days? Thank you for coming, Steve.
Well, like always, Buenvenido, thank you very much. Okay, and I'm excited to speak to you about what I see in the markets. This is what I see exactly. The real story of the day, in my opinion, okay, was the type of money that Elon Musk raised. That was the story of the day to me. Okay, the guy raised $10 billion in debt and equity with Morgan Stanley for X.AI. And what does that mean for the readers? Okay, it's going to always be about interest rates. It is. So rates are not going to go lower here. They just can't. There's inflation. The public needs to accept it, and the world needs to accept it. But the real race is about AI. I mean, do you really think that he would be borrowing if he thought rates would be going lower? No, he would wait because he has the buying power to do that. So he's basically telling you, in my opinion, that rates are at a good value here to borrow at. Okay, so rates are actually relatively cheap here in many respects. Secondly, and more importantly, we're seeing that the NASDAQ right now, the divergence that you see where the Dow is up and the NASDAQ, it is very common. It happens all the time. It really does. But the compelling reason that I see is we're going to see the market, it will come off, in my opinion, about 1 to 3%. It'll be fast, it'll be quick, and the markets are very thin between now and Friday. They're just thin. So buyer beware, or seller beware. I mean, and
Steve,
I think
give me 1 second. Give me one second, Steve.
Sure.
Fíjense lo que nos está volviendo a decir Steve, porque por lo general tiene razón. Y no es que yo le quiera hacer propaganda, pero por lo general tiene razón. Steve nos está diciendo en estos momentos algo que haría sentido, Víctor. Yo estoy percibiendo que el mercado puede tener una caída inmediata entre el 1 y el 3% y lo vuelven a comprar. Cualquier cosa va a despertar probablemente unas ventas y lo vuelven a comprar. Y él cree que entre ahorita y el jueves, porque el viernes es feriado, hoy es el lunes, como sabe, perdón, martes 1 de julio, y él nos está diciendo entonces, Víctor, respiro que en las próximas 48 horas puede haber una caída. Steve, if I hear you properly, and obviously based on your last call a few days ago, actually a week ago, you told us about the oil, and last night we got a pretty good economic indicators from China, which might fuel the factor that the oil might be coming up in front of a potential cut interest rate because of the reference currency, even dollars. So the dollar is being devalued by the day. You see what's going on with the euro. And obviously you mentioned a few days ago about that the oil might go to 75. You still claiming that might be the outlook for the oil based on your opinion that if they're going to come back in terms of price, the market, they're going to buy it back. So you think the oil is definitely going to a 75 bracket though?
Yeah, I do. And the reason why I can say that confidently is this. I've seen the dollar at 136. I mean, I've seen it at 135 before. I mean, I've seen the sterling at 202. All right, so they're going to have to balance it. It's all going to be, the bottom line is there's not enough refining. You have to refine the oil, okay? And we're seeing right now, just by electric car sales, that it's not there yet. Not yet, okay? All right, so the street is trying to explain something to the public, and that is as follows. When markets go down and there's fear, you can buy, but you have to buy high quality items. Oil will go higher because there's just not enough refining. Electric vehicles are not there. They're not there yet. You can tell me any story you want, they're not there. There's a reason why Japan never got into the electric car market. And by far, the Japanese build the best cars in the world. They just do. It's a fact. I don't care what anybody tells you. Lexus, Honda, and Toyota, they know how to build cars, and they never jumped into EV for a reason. So that should give you a prelude to a kiss of what it is.
Steve, the other thing that I want to change, and obviously, I want your opinion. This is not about the market. This is about your kind of sixth sense forecasting what might happen with the tariff. President Trump says a few minutes ago for Air Force One, I don't want to change the date. The date is July the 9th. People are still a little bit concerned about if nobody reaches an agreement, he will come out with new tariff. And he says, just so you know, that it's been very difficult to negotiate with Japan and the European Union. What do you think will happen with the market? And this is imminent. This is the weekend after the 4th of July. This weekend is a long weekend in the U.S., but then Monday the 7th is when the market will be all over about the tariff. What is your opinion? And do you think that the retracement that you are envisioning will come exactly because of that?
It's called delay, delay, and delay. The idea of delaying, the idea of is Trump would say the art of negotiating. It's delay. It's delay, okay, and delay. All right. But what'll happen, in my opinion, is when you see the market come off a little bit, it'll come off in a healthy way and finding value. All right, and truly finding value. I think today with Musk's deal, what you saw is that money's out there. He's competing. It reminds me of an old story. It was like Bill Gates versus Apple. Now it's Musk versus, OpenAI. And that's what it is, in my opinion. It's a news story, and everyone wants to race for the technology and the expansion of it, and that's what it is, in my opinion. But oil goes higher, the market will retrace anywhere between 1% to 3%, okay? And it'll be fast and it'll be quick. And there's inflation.
Well, we have to, yes.
You saw
and we have some,
in London. I mean, there's inflation. And you can say whatever you want. There's inflation. Go anywhere. There's inflation.
Okay, I hear you clearly. There is some rumors that Israel will go against Yemen anytime soon. And I think that might validate your opinion about something quick with the oil and the markets. But I want your opinion in something, and I'm going to close the interview around this question, is the gold. Gold is again going up more than 1%, 1.25% plus today. People are watching those 3,500 level. And I think, again, we might see some sort of ramp up if this keep going in this direction. What do you think about the gold? And obviously, I want your opinion on that. We know that you call for some sort of retracement, 1% to 3%. You're still bullish on oil. So now I want your opinion on the gold, so we can definitely try to summarize for your next intervention.
Okay. Gold, there isn't a lot of it. Okay. There really isn't a lot of gold out there. All right. And secondly, and more importantly, it has now become a new barometer of fear, okay? Because the old school is coming back into the market on two respects. First of all, gold is one of the most liquid assets in the world, all right? And not only is it liquid, it's liquid all over the world 24/7. I believe gold at these levels, okay, will run to a minimum of 3,800, at minimum, okay? And the reason why I say that is there isn't a lot of supply. There just isn't.
Okay, so listen, we're going to keep it until here, but before you leave, I'm going to summarize to the audience en español. Ustedes saben que yo traigo a Steve regularmente porque es uno de los comentaristas que comprende el mercado porque maneja portafolios bastante grandes en cuentas manejadas. Efectivamente es el CEO de una compañía que se llama Balfour Capital Group y ya nos había dicho hace tiempo, el mercado se va hacia arriba, aunque esté muy feo, lo logró. El petróleo se va hacia arriba, aunque usted no lo crea, el petróleo subió por la crisis de Irán-Israel, que él no tenía idea, como nadie. Nos vuelve a decir hace una semana, préstenle atención al petróleo, y vuelve a insistir de que el petróleo debe subir porque no hay capacidad de refinación del petróleo dentro de sus derivados, entiéndase la gasolina. Y hoy nos dice, hoy, que es el 1 de julio, prepárense con el cinturón de seguridad para que el mercado caiga entre el 1 y un 3% y que rápidamente nos los compren en uno de los momentos más volátiles de la industria. Además de que se despide diciendo, Steve, the oil might go to 3,800. So we will see 3,800. Steve, thank you for your opinions. Thank you for your forecast. And we're going to get back to you soon to see what happened with your call. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, like always. And thank the audience. Thank you. Have a great day.